Okay, this is Crazy Artist Guy back with another episode. Tonight we're going to be doing some abstract painting. As you can see, I started off, I got myself a little bit of yellow. As you can see already, the background has been painted with a field of violet and red. Now we're going to use a complementary color. Of course, yellow and violet are complementary. And we're going to just... Oh, wait, we started there. I don't know how well this is going to work out today, but... Abstract is all about form and composition. Color is important as always, but alright. And as you can see already, there is quite a bit of contrast. It's going to get quite detailed, but this is going to be the main bulk of the picture right now. I'm going immediately with a high contrast. I want that visual impact right away. And we're going to fill this in. It should only take a little while, not very long to do this part. Abstracts are fairly fun to do because you don't have to worry about really necessarily an image or anything like that. All you have to worry about is balance. And as you can see right now, the eyes, the direction of the painting is starting to kind of reveal itself in a sense. Now, violet and yellow are complementary colors. I've talked about this before, but for those of you who are just watching this for the first time, your complementary colors are violet and yellow, red and green, and blue and orange. I always use the angry bees way of describing complementary colors. What that means is the colors kind of vibrate when you place them next to each other, complementary colors. And they're kind of like angry bees. They buzz. It's just like in music. Music has tones. Music has values. Values are really, in music, would be probably notes. This is really going to be probably a fairly quick painting for the most part. Not. Now, realistically speaking, I have about 5 different... that was too watery. Realistically speaking, I have about 5 different styles. You ever have one of those days where it just didn't come together? Well, mistakes are to be made. I find it's a lot harder to explain how to do an abstract painting than it is a landscape. Because a landscape, at least you can make out the objects, and with abstract, there's not really much object. all about moving the eye around the canvas. But I guarantee after I get to a certain point, this is going to fit together quite nicely. You know, you can put surprisingly a lot of detail into an abstract painting, which I will show you. As you can see from the camera, this is now, for those of you who are beginners, really one of the main things you gotta kind of learn at first is how to mix a proper color. Now, the best rule of thumb that I've ever come across was not to mix more than 3 different colors together because it looks like mud. And if you want mud, then that's your prerogative. But I like my colors to be clean. I like my colors to pop, basically. And as you can see from the violet field with the yellow, that it just pops completely. Plus you've also got contrast. You got a dark background with an extremely light foreground. But that's all going to change. This is going to get real complicated. But that's how I like it. And then, as for the styles I was talking about, I have about 5. I think it is around 5. I have my portrait style, my abstract style, my landscape style, my sculpture style, which is done by pipe cleaners, which you may or not already know. Kitty from the last video is not being completely crazy tonight, which is kind of nice. But she's my little kitty, my little Ashes. And she's passed out on the heater. She had a hard day being a cat and all. As you can see. Another thing to remember too, this is for any level painter, and I do say this from time to time in different videos. I'm going to repeat myself sometimes, but when you mix a color, leave some color unblended. Leave little stripes in it of the different colors. That way, when you apply them to the canvas, they'll mix on the canvas, and you'll get more and more of a tonal range. And it'll help to make your pictures pop a little bit more. Because, I mean, the more values and the more tones you have, the more contrast you're going to get. Now, if you have all the same tone, like, if you'll notice this background here is not even completely all the same tone. There's reds and violets, and they're mixed together. And when you leave the stripes in the painting, it will what is it? Increase your values, your tones. What are values, you ask? I'm not quite sure at this moment. I'm just... Okay, time to talk to you later.